Do-do-do-do, it's Camdork.
Hello everyone, this is Chemdork, and welcome to episode number 52 of Season 2 of my Buildcraft, a series where we play Minecraft with the mods Buildcraft, Thermal Expansion, and Forestry. And guys, do-do-do-do, it's Chemdork. So anyways, music, music. We actually have music now in our world as of episode 51. Where we put in a stage select song, and we are going to be continuing that in this episode as well. I just want to make sure my sound is okay, just because, okay, note blocks there, volume's a little louder than it usually is, so I hope the clicks and whatnot aren't too loud. I don't adjust the game audio separately. But anyways, here's the minecart station. We did a lot building this, and I wanted a stage select theme music to play when I enter here. A la Mega Man 2 style, and then it will keep on playing until I choose a button, or until I leave. So today we are going to put in some of the electronic mechanisms, or if you will, the redstone, for controlling that, as well as adding the little diddle that's going to play when we push a button. So it already when I push a button, it already definitely turns on this line, and this torch turns off. So we're just gonna build right into this line, probably right here, and it's gonna extend it into this bottom area where we have our stage select theme song. So in case you missed it, last episode we actually put in this thing, and yeah, let's put it. Let's do it. So let's just there. There it is! So that's the stage select theme music. It's going to be playing until we select a station to go to. And when we do, it's going to stop playing, just like that. It's going to stop looping, and then it's going to play the little diddle that we're gonna put together. So actually, first, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the song that is the little diddle. I don't know what to call it. I'm not really sure. It's maybe the selection theme. So I'll see you in just a second in the creative world, and we'll go over what that entails. Okay, we're in the creative world now, and let's get to it. So let's build a little bit of a framework that will be used for the small tune that plays at the end of the song when I select a station. So it stops the theme music you just heard, and then it starts this little song. And the little song, the diddle, if you will, is composed of 16th notes, whereas most of the notes or all of the notes actually in the other theme that we're playing and we put together last episode was composed of 8th notes. So if you're not musically inclined, what that basically means is 2 16th notes equal 1 8th note. So whereas before, when we had our general, when we had our general timing for these things, we actually set repeaters kind of like this way, and we put blocks in between, just like that, and we set our timing to be a setting of 2 at these redstone repeaters. Well, in this case, we're going to set them at a setting of 1, and it's going to be twice as fast. And that means we can play twice as many notes in the same amount of time, so hence 16th notes. Now, this is not as, versus 8th notes of the previous one, I should say. Now, this is not going to be as, I guess, simplified as last time, because there's different notes and different timing, and so it's a little more complicated here because there's rests and times when you don't play a note. Again, I'll try to keep it so that people don't have to know about music, but there's times when we have to play a note here and times when we don't. And so I actually put that together already. So this is what it's going to look like, essentially. And you'll notice, well, first of all, let me just play it. So at the end of the song, it's going to sound like this. Okay, so that's what it's going to sound like. It sounds a little weird at the end because it's actually 30-second notes, and we can't do that right now because it's actually not. It's too quick for the Minecraft repeater system. But anyway, you'll notice that there's a lot of wasted space here. It's like super wasted. But what we can do is when we build it, since normally in my noteblock songs, I don't care because this is a creative world, right? So I don't really care. But in my normal world, I'm going to care because there's a lot of wasting of blocks and everything here. So we can actually get rid of a lot of this by combining repeaters. And you just have to know the math. Essentially, that's one repeater. that's two, that's one repeater. So the equivalent of one repeater is this. If you put two repeaters at the lowest setting, the equivalent is the second setting. 3 repeaters, the third setting. 4 repeaters, the fourth setting. That's it. That's all you need to know. It's just that sort of math. So we can combine 4 repeaters into 1, which means we can get rid of a bunch of blocks here. And so I will be right back to show you the abridged version. And here it is. Well, here's the abridged version with extra space in between. I basically just took what we had and removed the blocks from it. Whereas before, this was essentially composed of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lines. It's now cut down about in half, almost in half, because I removed a bunch, but it still sounds the same. So. Yep, so it sounds the same. I recommend if you ever do this sort of thing, just build it in the expanded form in Creative first, then reduce it down, and then you'll know when you can adjust your timing. So here we have one that's set S2. Again, this is just extra space. Normally what we'd have is a block right next to it. So I'll go ahead and build this. This may not make sense to you guys, and that's okay, because the purpose of this episode is not really to show you exactly how to build this note block song. It's a little more complicated than just a little episode that I normally put together. So whereas before I could show you a lot, here I'm sorry, I'm just going to have to kind of build it. The idea here though is that you'll see, and I will go over some of this, so each of these segments has the potential to play a bunch of blocks. I'm actually going to be using, I'm trying to smush them together as much as I can, and I'm actually going to use the one side of the top, as well as if I need to play another block at the same time, I'm going to put it right here, so that when this block gets powered, this note block gets played, as well as this one at the same time. And since this song is only going to involve 2, a melody and a harmony, then that allows me to put the next set right here and have it go down like that. I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. I think we can just go with it. Quite honestly, you know what? Quite honestly, we should be able to smush this down even further. Now that I'm looking at this, there is no reason why this middle space needs to exist. So we're going to smush this down as far as we can when I build it in my world. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'll be right back when I do it. Okay, see you in a second. And this is what it looks like, all the way smushed down as much as we can do. So we got rid of that one little line in the middle. The song is going to play, and it goes up, down, over here, and over to there. Yeah, so the lines to send the signal down here are right here, so it should be pretty close to this. That way I'll be able to send the pulse when I push that button and do a bunch of other stuff. And we'll get into that redstone in just a moment. Let's go ahead and play this now that it is in our world. Cool! Alright, so that's how it's supposed to sound, and it sounds just fine. So let's go ahead and talk a bit about the redstone, because that's what's going to be the meat of this episode. Alright, see you in just a second. And it's time for a little redstone wiring. Okay, so the first step in any redstone project is to figure out how you want it to work. So let's assume that redstone isn't the thing. I just want to talk it over and say what I want to happen. So when I come down these stairs and enter into this minecart station, it will start to play the song. And that song will loop over and over and over until at which point in time I will either push a button or walk out of this place. So, we can set that up pretty easily, but what that means is that when you think about it, what we need is we need a way to control the song starting, stopping, and the little diddle we put together, we need to start that one too at a certain point in time, because once I push one of these buttons, it plays the diddle, but it stops the song. If I exit this area, it just stops the song. So we need to find out a way to play the song, and in order to do that, we just go down here, and you'll notice that right about here, this is where those stairs are, and right behind it is where the landing is. And essentially, we can go up this way, and that's kind of going up those stairs. So this is really to the front of my base, this way. So there's actually a lot of room here and above here, which I'm actually going to use above here for some redstone, I believe. But let's talk a little bit about this. So we put this in last episode, and these green blocks denote the stage select theme song, and I'll just go ahead and start playing that. Okay, I put a block here, and you'll notice that will make it loop. And we're going to use this as a way of controlling the looping of this song, because without the block here, it'll stop. But the problem is it won't stop immediately. It'll stop when it gets to the end of this loop. And what we need to happen is the song needs to stop pretty much immediately once I push a button, because then soon thereafter the little diddle is going to play. So here, I'll just do this again. There we go. So instead, what we built into the system was a way to stop it immediately, in which case all of these note blocks are playing because of an AND gate around here. And the AND gate is controlled by this pipe, this red wire being on or off. So if it's on, the note blocks play. If it's off, the notes don't play. Now you'll notice, if you're a smart observer, you'll notice a problem. There we go. See the problem? It takes a while for this red pipe wire to sort of populate all the way down, and it's a little bit too long. It's about like a few seconds long. And we're going to stop this. So it's a few seconds long, so we need a way to control the red pipe wire that isn't quite as long. And I think the simplest solution is to just find the midpoint and split it in half. And then that shouldn't take too long. And the midpoint in the song is right here. So we're going to control the red pipe wire right here. But that is those are two controls that we need to have a way to control through redstone. We essentially need to have a lever controllable by redstone. And luckily there's a nice, awesome circuit for that we've built, oh my goodness, countless times before. And it's one of these doohickeys. It's an RS NOR latch. We've done so many of these before. Do I even need to go over this? I will. So an RS NOR latch is essentially one side of it is always on, and you can control which side is on by powering it with redstone. And if you notice, this is basically a lever that can be powered with redstone. So that's kind of the idea. That's what we want for this aspect. We also want to control the looping, like I said, through either placement of a block here or removing a block. And we're going to do that with a piston. So if the block is here, that means the song will loop. If the block is raised up out of the way, it will not loop. And we'll control that with a piston. Like I said, we'll probably put the circuitry up in the ceiling. So let's put together those two RS NOR latches. I'm actually going to clear some area up here, and we're going to start the redstone wiring. All right, see you in just a second. Now, let's see. So I dug out this area back here, and we're going to use this for some circuitry. So one circuitry is going to be the piston that we're going to put in place, boom, right here. And the piston is going to raise and lower a block here. Yeah, we'll use magenta, why not? So a little pink here doesn't make a difference. Yeah, so what we're going to do is I'm actually going to stick it like this. Okay, that's fine. Put it right here. And let me grab... There we go. And then this is going to be in the off state, the non-looping state. And then basically what we'll do is... I'll cut that. Let's use some stone bricks. And we'll run this down into... yeah, I guess we'll just do it like this. That's good enough. And then through this there, that there. Oh, wait, we need to actually... I'll move this over one bit. And put it right here. There we go. Okay, so this what? Whoop, there. So now it's in the state. Haven't set it yet. There it is. Okay. Okay. So now it is in the state of looping, and then when I power this side, now the looping functionality goes away for the song, and the song will stop looping. It won't stop the song until the end of the song, though, and that is why we have to adjust the red pipe wire. So in order to do that, I'm going to take away some things, and we're going to rearrange the pipe wire. So I'll be right back for that. I'm going to keep all of this stuff except for, let's see, right here. We'll keep that one, and then, yeah, I'm going to find a good place to rewire this thing, and I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I think I figured it out. So I haven't done it all because I want to sort of bring you in for this part. I'm trying to run this so that it forks out the red pipe wire as much as possible. So I got rid of the little crossbar there, if you will, and I put it over here. And we're going to control it from right around here. This is going to be where above there is linking up with, you know, right in the next to the other RS NOR latch that we just put in. So we're going to have it basically, yeah, it's gonna be going across here as well, and we're just going to have it, the thing is going to link right into here. Okay, so I'm actually going to throw that right here. So that this, when it gets a redstone signal, is going to... Oh, wait, we need to actually... There we go. Ah, come on, there we go. Okay, we need to, when it gets a red signal, it will put on the red pipe wire. Okay? Alright, so now the important thing is that you do not ever loop a red, or loop any pipe wire. So we have a loop. Creating a loop will cause huge issues. So you have to get rid of loops. So we're going to do that right now. Get rid of this. Gonna get rid of that. Gonna get rid of that. Okay, as long as we don't get rid of... yeah, we can get rid of some of these too. There's no reason to have this. Okay, there, perfect. Okay, good. Good. Excellent. Okay, so that should actually do it. That should greatly reduce the amount of lag, if you will, that comes from this. I guess what I could do is, there's still a pretty long area right here. I could fiddle with it a little more. I might do that. Just give me a second. I'll be right back. I'll meet you upstairs. Yeah, just like that. Okay, I know I said I'd meet you up there, but I just wanted to show you it. So it's this is where the central location, which is gonna control the red pipe wire, and it's gonna kind of go out in many branches from here. I don't know if this is actually going to increase lag. I don't think so, but maybe it will. But anyways, let's go up there now. Up here now. Come on, don't get stuck. Don't get stuck. Gosh, I hate these stupid things. Alright, so we just got to control... we just got to stick a block right above this guy and control that with redstone the exact same way as we did before. This is once again going to be an RS NOR latch. So the RS NOR circuit is exactly what we just built, only it's going to go over here now instead. So we're going to build it with cyan wool. No, you know what? This is going to be yellow wool. Because yellow... No, we're going to be cyan wool. Because cyan wool. Okay? So this is now in an on state. And it doesn't really matter. We can always fiddle with the state that it is in, because if I want it to be in the off state, I'm just going to put it in the off state. So there you go. That actually isn't too much lag, so that's pretty good. Okay, so we built our two RS NOR latches. Now we get to control those two things with redstone. So instead of being able to control these only with a lever and such, we actually get to control this with redstone, which is the key, of course, to, well, controlling things with redstone, is to actually control them with redstone. So now the third aspect that we're going to have to build in is a pulse generator once I push that button. And we're going to do that actually in just a second, so I'll be right back. Okay, you guys ready for it? The pulse generator that we're going to build is really tough. Okay, so here we go. This is actually the most complicated of these circuits. So what happens is that when we push one of these buttons, I'm not gonna, because it's gonna do stuff. So I'm not gonna do that. What it does is it turns these lines off, and it turns these torches on, one of these torches on, which turns this line on, which of course turns this torch off, which turns that line off, which turns this torch on and this line on. So that when this line comes on, for a total of 1 button press, we have to do that. So now, and this time I will actually test it out just to show you guys it works. We won't have it so that it sends a this sends a minecart out. It drops a minecart onto the track, and the last line isn't hooked up to anything. So this should be safe. It should play our little diddle. Cool, nice. Okay, so that's it. Now, what we're probably going to do is we're actually going to have to delay that a little bit, so I'm going to build in some repeaters, but beyond that, that's all done. So now all of the components are in place, except for the thing. So the buttons are what starts the little diddle and is going to stop the song, so we're going to have to mess with that. But now we have to build in kind of like the logic and a few other things. So where are we going to start this? Well, what we're going to do is I think I want to start it here, actually. So here, instead of this, I'm going to actually have one more row just to have it a little bit farther out, and this way it's a little bit better. This is going to be where we're going to have the redstone, or I'm sorry, we're going to have the every time I step on these blocks, it's going to actually start the song. And then underneath them, we have to build... Oh, good. Okay. So right underneath them is a little space here, and that's where we're going to build our... this is where I'm going to place a redstone line. So we're going to use this. So now when I step on this, it's going to turn on that redstone line. I don't know if you saw that. There it is. Okay, so that's good. Perfect. All right, good. We'll do stuff with that in just a minute, and then I'll just put this right here for now. All right, it's good enough. Whatever, it's fine. All right, so every time I walk over that, that's going to start the song. So we have to actually hook up the redstone now to these things. So let's go ahead and start doing that, and I'll be right back. Now, would you believe it? I'm overcomplicating things. That's amazing. That never happens. Anyway, but there is also a fundamental issue with the way I'm setting this up. I'm setting this up knowing that there is a fundamental problem that we're going to be fixing in just a minute. But let's just set this up as if, just hook this up as if it's going to work just fine. So we'll just get it working, and then we'll get it working to perfection. So anyway, when I step on these pressure plates, it's going to turn on a redstone line that we just ran, and that's right here. Now, interestingly, if I put a piece of redstone right here, uh-oh, it turns on. Why does it turn on? Well, underneath here is that pipe and the pipe wire, and if the pipe wire signal is off, it will put out a redstone signal, so I just have to be careful what I do. The good thing is that we're just going to move this up right here. So it's easy to fix. But anyway, so this is where the pressure plates line comes on, and then we need to do two things. We need to turn this so that that red pipe wire is on, and we also need to switch this so that the piston goes down and it loops. Now, it's always going to be that way. We're always going to need to put the piston down the same time we turn on the red wire, and we're always going to turn the wire off at the same time that we put the piston up. So why am I using 2 RS NOR latches for a job of 1 RS NOR latch? That's a good question. And the answer is because I just didn't think it through. I don't know. The thought just occurred to me now that that was the way I should have done it all along. So let's just go ahead and do that because we love putting together RS NOR latches. So we're just going to do it. Come on. There we go. Okay. So let's set up a combined RS NOR latch, and it's kind of nice because we just can combine this line right just like that. And then let's just stick a yeah, let's use the purple. Why not? It doesn't really matter where we put it. Let's just put it right there. There we go. And there we go. And now we'll switch it. And then all we need to do is hook this up so that it turns on the line, and it's done. And it's done. That's all we need. Okay, there we go. We'll just put the repeater there for fun. Okay, so every time I step on this, that line should come on. Cool. Oh wait, missed a piece of redstone right there. There we go. There we go. Okay, yeah, you need the redstone pieces on the top, otherwise it does not work. Of course. So I messed up an RS NOR latch. Oh no, Chemdork did it. Alright, cool. So this is working great. So now why isn't the song playing? Wait a minute. Well, of course, we need to send a pulse to this block after we've placed it down. And so we'll do that. I think what I'm going to do is I will send a pulse, kind of like how I have been testing it out. I'm going to send a pulse like from here. So we just need to run a line of redstone and have it be able to send a pulse here. There is one trick to that, because you'll notice that we actually, well, we have a solid signal up there. How can I make a pulse out of a solid signal? Well, you guys should know the answer to that. And for those of you who know the answer to that, it is with a edge trigger. So we're going to set up that circuit as well. I'll set up some of the redstone. I'll be right back. Alright, let's put in our edge trigger. So what we want to happen is when this line turns on and the piston goes down and the red pipe wire turns on, which means that things can play, after a short delay, this is going to send out a pulse. In order for this to make a pulse, we need to build a circuit which is known as an edge trigger, which will turn on when this line turns on. It will send out a pulse, and when it turns off, it will do nothing. Yeah, that's basically it. So I want a little delay. The delay here is going to indicate the length of our pulse. Okay, so this is good. This should be this way. And now nothing should happen. I'm not going to hook it up just yet until, so if I take this away, nothing happens. If I put it there, it's essentially mimicking turning it on, and we get a pulse. Nice. Cool. So this means that the song should start playing when I throw this down. Now what we're going to need to do is I'm going to want to delay this. So I will, I'll set it like that. That's a pretty decent delay. And now let's, okay, yeah, let's turn this off. Get up there and turn this off, and then we'll turn it back on. Okay, to turn it off, we just need to, right now, we'll need to do this. Okay, cool. So that's actually mimicking turning it off. Now it will, after a short while, have to finish. So yeah, I think it's done by now. All right, so when I step on this, it should turn on this line, which should push down the piston, turn on the red wire, and allow things to play. And then after a very short while, this thing will delay and send out a pulse. And we can always delay it right here as well, too. We can add in a repeater or so. But I think the delay will be fine. Yeah, perfect. Okay, that's fine. Okay, and then I'll make my selection, which I'll need to hook up to this. And then it'll stop it right away, and that's pretty great. Yeah, that red wire rewiring really helped a lot. So perfect, except for one thing. What happens? Okay, let's actually... Perfect except for one thing. Okay, perfect except for one thing. What happens... Okay. What happens when I come into the station and say, ah, great, I'm home. Now let me go up to my base. Uh-oh. This thing I don't want to play? Well, we need to essentially turn this into a one-way circuit. So we need to make it, when we go over the pressure plates this way, it plays, but when we come back from the tracks up here, it does not play. And in order to do that, we need to set, I guess, kind of like an activator switch is probably the easiest way to do it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set another line of pressure plates right here. When I go over this pressure plate, it's going to set a little timer, maybe 5-second timer or so that it will only allow these plates to activate while that timer is active. So that means that if I go over these pressure plates when the timer is not active, it won't play, instead of playing just like that. All right, come on, stop it. Hopefully this will make more sense. Maybe I'm not doing a good job explaining it, but I'm gonna set up a little timer here, and then it should make more sense once I set it up. So I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. Okay. So let's explain this over again. So I step on these pressure plates, which turns on this redstone line. This redstone line is... Oh, that's hard to get to. I got myself stuck. Hold on. Let's get out of it this way. Yeah, okay, there we go. Alright, so I'm gonna not put a block there, but I will put a block right here. Okay, so I step on this pressure plate. What that does is turn on essentially this line right here. So it turns on this line. This will start a timer, so let me set myself up with a timer. Now a timer is actually that you can set up, which is going to be like 5 seconds long or so. I'm just going to use a bunch of repeaters. I'm just going to use a monostable circuit, the sort of standard monostable circuit. I don't know if you can say it's a standard, but sure, why not? What it is an RS NOR latch that turns itself off. So it switches itself on and then automatically turns itself off. How do you do that? Well, you do it this way. So you hook up this to a line of repeaters, basically. And every 4 repeaters is about 5 seconds. So let me just set a line of repeaters. I'll do that, and I'll be right back. All right, here's the repeaters. So all, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 of them. I think in total 5 repeaters gives you about 2 seconds worth. So that's like kind of, what, 5? That's about 5 seconds, somewhere around there. So, so that means that when I step on these plates, this side will remain on. Specifically, this little piece of redstone remains on until the timer stops. So this is on only for a set amount of time. And I want this line right here to be on. I'll get rid of this redstone. When I step on these plates, only during the time when this is on. And in order to have that set up, we can set up the last final circuit that we're going to build today, and that is called an AND gate. What this indicates is that this has, oops, just a minute. I think I need to reset this. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so let's just turn that off. All right. So what this basically does is that the AND gate accepts 2 inputs. There's an input here and an input here. And an output is this torch right here. This torch will only turn on when both inputs are on. So this is off, that is off, and therefore that torch will remain off. When I step on the pressure plates right here, it will turn on this line, it will turn off this torch, but this will still remain off. This is only going to, by me stepping on these plates, will only result in a song being played if and only if this input line is also on. And this, remember, is going to be on for about 5 seconds after I step on the plates up top there. So that means that in order for this to work, if I just walk over these plates, it does not turn on this line. See how that did not turn on? However, if I walk on those plates after I step on these, now that line turns on, and our song plates starts playing. Pretty cool. And now all we need to do, we're almost done now. The final thing we need to do is hook up to this button switch. We need to hook up, oops. Yeah, it does nothing. That's the good thing as well. So while it's playing, I can step on this, it does nothing. Now the final thing we need to do is hook up that button to turn it off. Now, there is one aspect that I will want to build in finally, and we'll do that in a minute. So let me just hook up the line to go from that button all the way over to here to shut off the song. Okay, so I'll be right back. Alright, let me show you guys what I did. So we're just about done here. So when you push a button, it once again starts the little diddle, the little song at the end. And that song at the end, what I did is I delayed the start of it right here. So it's going to be delayed, and at the same time, it also turns on this redstone line, which goes up this little yellow staircase. And, oh, I need to put this back because and it goes all the way back here, and it will go to this line, which shuts off the main song. So that means that now let's try out the whole circuit. So I'll step on this, nothing will happen. That means that when I come into the station from a long ride on a minecart, it doesn't just start the song. It only starts the song when I step on this and then step on that. Okay, so now the song starts. It'll play forever until I decide to make my choice and say, what station do I want? I want this one. Wow, cool. That really worked. Now there is one thing to this that that should be noted. If I choose to, say, start the song, and then I want to stop it by just saying, you know what, no, I don't want to take the minecart, I want to go back up. I would like a way to stop this. So what I think I can do is actually go into this line right here. So say I start the song by stepping on this and then stepping on this. And I decide, no, I don't want to actually listen to the song. I don't want to choose a place to go. I'll just go back up. When I step on these plates again, while the song is playing, it should stop the song. And how you stop it is to link into this line right here. So I think what I can do is just always link this side into that line. I should be able to do it pretty easily. I think I can just do it like this, kind of. Let's see. I think this shouldn't interfere with anything. All right, that's good. It kind of does, doesn't it? Yeah, it kind of does. No, it does. It does. Okay, so let me actually think about how I can wire this up. Give me 1 second. Okay, well this one took me actually a little while to figure out. It looks a little complicated because it actually is. I only wanted to send a pulse, but I had to be careful not to send a sustained pulse. I have to send just the pulse of me stepping on this little pressure plate. So I just I essentially separated this line, which is controlled by the pressure plates, so that these two torches turn on when the pressure plates are stepped on, and this line goes back there to shut off the system, and this line goes over here to start that that timer. So essentially they both go on. This line goes on at the same time this line does, and you see the timer's going, and now it's switched off. Okay, so that's the idea. Okay, so let's go ahead and test this bad boy in action, the entire process. So for one last time, I go here, I step on this, it starts that timer, and then if I step on these plates while that timer is playing, or while that timer is going, it plays the song. All right, cool. And then I make my choice. I choose one of these. It stops the song, plays the little ditty. Perfect. And then I can walk over this without anything happening, but I can finally also do the last bit, which we just did, which is step on this, start the song. Okay, now the song is playing. And if I don't want the song to play anymore, I just leave. And I leave, I go upstairs, and when I step on these plates, it stops the song. Pretty cool. All right, so that's it, guys. That is the build of today. Wow, that's something. We did something pretty cool today. I don't know. What do you think? Because I think this is actually pretty cool. Not a bad inner workings of well, of redstone and music and awesomeness. Okay. Well, anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this this build. I hope you were able to follow along with the redstone. I'd be happy to go over it again if you needed to, but otherwise, just kind of watch again and again until you get it, I guess. Anyway, we'll be doing something else next time, of course, because we're all done here. This is pretty awesome. All right, you know what? Let's take this for a spin. So, okay, here we go. Let's take this for the spin. Where shall we go? Well, I actually need to hook this back up, now that I remember. Okay, so now we're actually going to get some minecarts falling down. Let's go to Chemdark Gardens. We haven't gone there in a while. Cool. Off we go. See you guys in the next episode. This is loud. Holy crap. See you guys in the next episode. Thanks for watching.